that played their role in ensuring that this exercise has come to a close successfully. We can only say thank you. And so we pray that you may grace this occasion by allowing your presence to start with us and to carry us through. When you have made it possible for us to see the end of this exercise, then we shall say, honor and glory be yours. Thank you for hearing our prayer, and thank you because you are with us. For indeed we pray this, trusting and believing through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We can now take our seats. Our chief guest, sir, allow me at this point to do a brief introduction of the people in our midst. So this time we are privileged to have invited the chief examiners for both English and Kiswahili Insha. And we have invited them because this marks the end of our Kcpe examinations. So in our midst, sir, we have the chief examiner English. Please be upstanding with all the deputy chief examiners for English composition. We can give them a round of applause. Thank you. We also have the chief examiner Insha. Please be upstanding and then be accompanied by all the deputy chief examiners. Thank you. We have also invited the following persons in our midst. Sir, we have invited all the multi-agency departments in our midst, but they will be introduced by our peers later on. We also have in our midst the staff from Kenya National Examinations Council. Can we all be upstanding, please? We just a few present here today because we still have got administration of the KCSE ongoing and quite a number of us are in the field. Thank you. We can give them a round of applause. We have been working with the National Youth Service, and in our midst we also have the young men and women who have been assisting us across board. In fact, in total, we've really used quite a number. So we really appreciate the support we are getting. Please be upstanding to be recognized. National Youth Service. Sir, in our midst, we have also invited the chairman of Kcpe, Kenya Primary Schools Heads Association. So he's here, but later on he'll be given another introduction. At this point, sir, that is where my size of the shoe reaches. And I just want to allow that at this point, because we are coming to the end of Kcpe examinations, we have a poem that is going to be presented by one of the examiners, Pamela Odongo. Pamela, please be upstanding and move to the podium. I have shared that poem on the tables, and she'll be presenting this poem just to mark the end of this examination. So Pamela, please take the podium. Thank you.
Faki zote zikihifadhiwa. Mimi naitwa Bi Pamela Osingo kutoka Migori. Shairi hili nimelitunga kutambua kutamatika kwa mtaala wa 844. Karibuni. Ni miaka na mikaka somo 844. Kweli mbali tumetoka kwa shule za miaka 8. Tamatini tumefika mtaala wa 8. Somo 844 imefika ukingoni. Hongera washikadau, kazi mmekamilisha. Kweli hatutasahau, mmefanya kazi tosha. Mkaliongoza dau, mkafika ufuoni. Sasa 844 imefika ukingoni. Baraza la mitihani, ufanisi tumeona. Kudhibiti mitihani, matokeo kupeana. Tunawapa shukurani ninyi waja wa maana. Sasa 844 imefika ukingoni. Hongera watahini, taji Mola tawavisha. Mmefika tamatini na kufanya kazi tosha. Si rahisi kutahini, kazi mmekamilisha. Sasa 844 imefika ukingoni. Beti 5 na tulia, ninawaombea mema. Kofia na wavulia kwa kufanya kazi vyema. Mazuri tumesikia, sababu ya kazi njema. Sasa 844 imefika ukingoni. Asante.
Thank you, Pamela, for that presentation. At this point, sir, allow me to hand over the program to our CEO, Dr. David Njengere, to take over the program, sir. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Imelda. The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Basic Education, Dr. Kcpe.
Njengere to take over the program, sir. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Imelda. The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Basic Education, Dr. Kcpe, the Chairperson, National Assembly Committee on Education, Honorable Julius Meli, the Chairperson, Senate Standing Committee on Education, Senator Joe Nyoto, the CEO, Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Nancy Macharia, the Chairperson, NEC Council, Professor Julius Nyabundi, Council members of NEC, CEOs from other state agencies, TSC directors, directors from the Ministry of Education, the chief examiners for English composition, Kiswahili Insha, and Kenya Sign Language, and the deputy chiefs who have been introduced this morning, representatives from security agencies, representatives of Kcpe marking centers, staff from the Kenya National Examinations Council, the media, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the management of the Kenya National Examinations Council, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to this historic celebration of the release of results for the last Kcpe cohort under the 844 system of education. Foremost, I would like to request that we stand and observe a minute of silence in honor of the 2 officers we lost during the administration of this year's national examinations. Kindly Let us all stand up. May their souls rest in eternal peace. We send our condolences to the bereaved families. CS, the Kcpe examination is a summative, norm-referenced examination that is offered to eligible candidates at the end of the primary school education. Since 1985, 39 cohorts have sat the Kcpe examination, with 2 major reviews being made on the assessment tools and the awarding criteria. The reviews were aimed at addressing curriculum change with respect to curriculum load and the content. The Kcpe examination has been offered to over 26 million candidates in the last 39 years. The candidature has been diverse, with candidates of refugee status and non-citizens within Kenya sitting the examination. Indeed, from the year 2005 to 2008, Kcpe was offered to South Sudan nationals of the Kaunda Mountains region. In total, 103,000 non-citizens have been certified after sitting the Kcpe examination. I wish to make a few remarks before relating to the administration of the 2023 Kcpe examination. Our gratitude goes to all the field officers who rendered their services to ensure the successful administration of the Kcpe examination. We particularly want to thank the primary school head teachers who, for the second year, administered both Kcpe and Kcpe concurrently very successfully. And I wish to ask that we applaud all the primary school teachers in Kenya, particularly the head teachers, for the great job they did. I also wish to thank particularly the head teachers and education officers from Vihiga and Taita Taveta counties. This is because they followed the registration rules for the 2 cohorts to the letter. We did not have a single case from the 2 counties of late registration. Let's appreciate those 2 counties for the great job that they did. NEC engaged the services of 5,755 examiners during the marking of English composition, Kiswahili Insha, and Kenya Sign Language composition. As a show of gratitude, NEC has issued certificates of appreciation to all the examiners engaged in the marking of these 3. And today, CS, we have invited the chief examiners for the 3 papers, this being the last time that we are doing Kcpe, and we wish to request you kindly if you can award the certificates to these 3 chief examiners for English composition, Kiswahili Insha, and Kenya Sign Language. I wish to request those 3 to come in front here. And CS, we are requesting you
Thank you very much, and we're done. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Thomas Waswa. Yeah, Thomas, thank you. Thank you, and we're done. Micheni, Naga. Thank you, Micheni. We're done. Madam, so done well. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you and well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, CS. For us, those are our heroes. They are the ones who make parents of persons who had Kcpe, Kcpe candidates, that the marking of Kcpe was prioritized to allow the ministry place the 1.4 million candidates in secondary schools early enough. And NEC will be done at 3 levels. There will be an individual learner report, a school-specific report, and a national report. And we are committing ourselves to make sure that these reports are ready before these learners proceed to junior secondary in January of next year. Marks and invite the PS.
Good morning, everybody. The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, directors from the Principal Secretary, State Department of Basic Education, Dr. Belio Kipsa, the Principal Secretary, Department of to welcome all of you for the release of this 2023 Kcpe examination results. The Cabinet Secretary, sir, allow me to start by introducing the NEC Council members who are here with us here today. Please, members of NEC Council, be outstanding. Dr. Belio Kipsang and Dr. Nancy Macharia, you see you are a very powerful council. Professor Charles Ongondo, Ms. Evelyn Owoko, Rosemary Saina, Martin Okio, Professor Eric Ogur, Colonel retired Leonard Wambo, and of course, last but not least, the CEO, Dr. David Njagere. The Kenya National Examination Council is committed to upholding the credibility of national examinations. And I believe, as you sit here today, seeing what we have seen in the Kcpe this year, it has been a very smooth, very free-sailing examinations. And I think that is a hallmark of credibility and integrity. I wish to thank the government of Kenya for the support it has accorded NEC through the Ministry of Education to enable us to administer these exams so successfully, especially now that we are coming to the end of Kcpe. We thank the government for the 39 years that Kcpe has been in existence. You are told that Kcpe has graduated about 26 million Kenyans. That is a big number, almost half the population. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Cabinet Secretary himself for the leadership that he has provided to ensure that my team delivers on the NEC mandate. Thank you very much, Bwana Waziri. Sir, today we present to you the results of the last cohort of the Kcpe. This marks the end of 844 curriculum the way we know it. I take this opportunity to congratulate the primary school teachers for administering the 2023 Kcpe and Kcpe examinations concurrently and without compromising the process. This was indeed a great feat. In fact, this is the second year we are offering both Kcpe and Kcpe. It appeared difficult, but you have done it very well. Finally, my sincere gratitude goes to the candidates, parents, and all stakeholders in the education sector for the support they accorded the council during the period. The Cabinet Secretary, sir, I take the opportunity to thank you for presiding over this occasion. And at this juncture, allow me to invite Dr. Nancy Macharia, the Secretary of TSC, to pass her regard.
the CS, Honorable Machogu, Honorable Meli, Honorable Nyoto, PS Belio, the Chair NEC, CEO and colleague council members, senior government officers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Honorable Minister, allow me to start by asking the officers who have accompanied me from the TSC headquarters to stand and wave at everyone here. Please stand and wave to officers. Thank you. I wish to sincerely thank our teachers who for 38 years have consistently and meticulously prepared learners for the Kcpe examination. Over these years, the teachers have produced a robust generation of manpower that has helped to propel our country to the enviable socioeconomic development levels that we currently enjoy. As teachers, we therefore can only look back at the history of Kcpe, whose last examinations we are releasing today, with a lot of pride and satisfaction. Thank you, our teachers, for your unfettered professionalism and commitment. Please let us applaud our teachers. Our gallant teachers have not achieved the commendable levels of teaching and learning without sacrifices. Over this Kcpe journey, we lost a number of teachers who during global and local challenges, including the COVID and sometimes the adverse weather conditions that are better epitomized by the ongoing El Nino phenomenon. I particularly wish to put in our prayers the family of Dr. Salim Mutida, as the CEO NEC has said. Dr. Salim Mutida was a Kcpe examiner who died on Sunday, 19th November 2023 at the Nairobi Women's Hospital. At the time of her unfortunate death, she was a deputy chief examiner and had also served as an examiner of Kcpe English composition for more than 20 years. We condole with the family. In the same breath, we condole with the family of Ahmed Nur Ismail Ahmed. Ahmed was an outstanding ICT champion in Garissa County, whose services will also be dearly missed. I wish at this juncture to also thank all the 473 teachers who served as invigilators, supervisors, and center managers, and 7,250 who worked as examiners during the last Kcpe examinations, whose results the Minister is releasing today. We must congratulate the teachers for ensuring that the examination process was as smooth and as flawless as it could get. By the same token, I wish to say thanks to all those who have participated in the examination process during the Kcpe examination regime of 38 years. And as I talk about the 30 years, I can't forget to mention our chief examiners, especially those who were awarded here today. And we at the Commission are extremely proud of you, and you have done well as you supervised the marking of these exams. Well done. You have served the country extremely, extremely well, and the Commission can only commend you more. The Commission takes cognizance of the efforts of our teachers meant to ensure that learners receive quality teaching. As you are aware, during the this year's World Teachers' Day, celebrated on the 5th of October 2023, the Commission recognized and awarded 500 teachers based on exemplary performance, both in academic and curricular activities at different levels. I wish to assure all teachers that the Commission will continue to recognize and award teachers in line with the performance, recognition, reward, and sanction policy framework, and in line with the Presidential Reward Directive. Additionally, we will award, Minister, these 3 long-serving examiners of the Kcpe who have served in the marking of examinations for more than 30 years. Please clap for them. As I finish, I now wish to usher in all our teachers to the new curriculum-based assessments and encourage all of us to acquaint ourselves with the new way of doing things under CBC. As a commission, we are committed to work with all other stakeholders to ensure that all our teachers are well retooled to effectively deliver CBC. And I won't also forget to congratulate our county directors in absentia, in Vihiga and Taita Taveta, whom I'm informed by NEC did extremely well during the registration certificate. They registered all the students, there were no hiccups, and we shall also be recognizing them. We applaud them. With these remarks, I now wish our Kcpe 2023 graduates success as they prepare to join Form 1 next year. I also wish all our stakeholders and the candidates a happy festive season. Thank you and God bless you for listening to me. I now take this chance to invite P.S. Belio. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Nancy, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, our two chairs of Parliament, the National Assembly Chair on Education, and the Senate Chair on Education, our Chair of Council, and my colleague Council members, the CEO of the National Examination Council, the CEO Teacher Service Commission, and the other CEOs. I would want to request our other CEOs from our other institutions in the Ministry of Education to stand and wave. Asanteni sana, thank you. Our celebrated examiners, we would want to also acknowledge and appreciate you for joining us this morning and for the continued service that you have provided to our children. We shall not be able to, I know your boss, the CEO, Teacher Service Commission, has appreciated and say that we shall honor you for the work that you've done. And the word is honor, because we can't really compensate you for what you've done. We can only honor you for the service that you have provided to humanity and our children. Our representative of the multi-agency team, I know we have Obwara from Interior, who is representing my colleague PS for Interior. We have Tiang from the National Police Service, who has been coordinating our security teams. We say thank you very much. My colleagues from the Ministry of Education, the directors led by the Director General, maybe we can all be upstanding, including our directors from the field, Asanteni sana. I would want to thereafter ride on the protocols that have already been done so that I don't take a lot of time. Today is a special day for all of us. We are celebrating more than 38 years of service of our Kenyan people, whom we have taken through this particular 844 education system. I'm saying taken through because as a teacher, I'm part of that exercise in a different life, and part of this exercise in my current life. So we celebrate ourselves as teachers. I'm not sure whether, but that's one of our teachers also. And celebrating with us for the job that we have done. But once again, my colleague teachers who have been in this journey, I want to say you are a special cohort of human beings. And I always say, and I want to say again this time, that, you know, as teachers, God gave you a special responsibility. God gave you the responsibility of co-creating human beings. As of the 844, 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 844 8 you have continuously co-created them for the last 39 years. And in that process, you have co-created in this country 26 million Kenyans through this system. This is more than 70% of the adult population, except most of us who are up here, led by our CS, Nancy, myself, Meli, Nyotu, and Njegere, our chair of council. Majority of our colleagues in the fourth estate, I can confirm, are among the 26 million. We may be among the few who are not there, but once again, our colleague teachers, thank you very much. We can only say thank you. So once again, as already mentioned by the CEO Teacher Service Commission, it's only two months since we were here to commission the examination period and the examination process. And today we are here with our Cabinet Secretary to commission this team of our examination that we've done. We are opening our schools on the 8th of January for the new year, meaning that we are back to our normal calendar of events after COVID. I would want to thank again our teachers for the much that you have put in. There were times we were running 4 terms in a calendar year. Last year we even did so many examinations in the same year. We say thank you for your good work and for the work that you did. I want to thank my colleagues, PS Raymond Omolo of Interior, PS Engineer Tanui of ICT, PS Professor Kisiangani of Communication, and all the teams that were there, the CA, the Communication Authority, our cybercrime team, for this work that they have done this year. We say thank you very much. We've ran a good journey this year. For those of us from the County of Champions, when you run a natural race and win, the same way Kipchoge ran 1.59, this is just like running sub 2 hours in a marathon and running it clean. So we say thank you very much. Finally, I would want, before I invite our 2 oversight colleagues from National Assembly and Senate, I would want to appreciate our field officers. You've done a gallant job in managing the examination, some in very difficult situations. I saw quite a number of them who had to remove their shoes so that they could cross the river in making sure that we serve our children. I know the CEO mentioned to me about the 2 counties where registration was extremely smooth. We want to thank our colleagues in Vihiga, in Taita Taveta, and our other colleagues for registering 1.4 million of our learners who have done this examination this year. Tunasema asanteni sana for that work. I know we have honored our 2 teachers who passed on while we were doing exams. On behalf of all of us, we would also want to honor the policeman that we lost in Siaya while being there to ensure that the environment in which our children were doing the examination was conducive. So on behalf of all of us and on behalf of my colleague in the Ministry of Interior, we also honor this gallant soldier who stood out to ensure that our children were safe and in process paid the ultimate cost through his life. So again, we honor that police officer in Siaya for the good work that he was doing for our children. So tunasema asante sana, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. Finally, I would want to thank our head teachers. I know the chair of Kcpe, Bwana Nzioka, is here. on behalf of your colleague, we thank you for stabilizing the junior school for the last 1 year. That today our learners are in school. Count on our confidence and support as we continue to ensure that our children are in school. Asante sana. CS, with your permission, before I invite you, allow me to invite the chair of Education Committee in Senate, Joe Nyotu, to make some remarks. Karibu, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Honorable PS, the CS Minister of Education, Ezekiel Machogu, the PS Basic, Bello Kipsang, Daktari, the CEO TSA, Nancy Macharia, the Chair, NEC, Professor Nyabundi, the CEO, Dr. Jengere, and all protocols observed, good morning. So I want to take a very short time, and I want first to congratulate all the candidates who sat last year's Kcpe and Kcpe, and I wish them the best as they transition to secondary school, that is Kcpe candidates. And I want to say that recognizing the many achievements made under 844. But I think I want to take this opportunity to ask all of us, because we know that 844 also started at a very high note where students and pupils were supposed to acquire technical skills. But later on, I think it metamorphosized, or it slowly again ran into an examination system or an examination-based curriculum that all of us, as we usher CBC, led by the Minister for Education, that we never again allow our learners to be assessed on only one parameter, and that is academics. Because of course, we know that all of us are gifted differently, are talented differently, and that is why I'm an ardent supporter of CBC, that going forward, now that we are done with Kcpe and 844, that no learner will ever again be classified as a failure simply because they were assessed on a parameter that they were not necessarily talented in. And so it's incumbent again on all of us, led by our able CS, to see to it that we do not drift into an examination system once again. And so I do not want to take much time. I thank everyone. I also take this opportunity to honor the gallant soldiers that fell by the wayside in administration of this exam, and in the many years that this system of 844 has been there, even as we pray that CBC will now sort out our problems of unemployment, and that even the mentality at home will change, that not only people with payslips will again be considered, will ever again be considered to be the only people that are in gainful employment. Sorry if I've drifted into territories that are not relevant to this particular occasion, but once again, I want to congratulate our Kcpe candidates and those that sat Kcpe. Thank you very much. God bless all of us. Joe Nyotu is my name, Senator for Muranga and Chair Education Committee at the Senate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would want to invite a colleague, other than being a member of parliament. Honorable Meli has been a principal of a school. He has been an examiner like ourselves who are examiners here today. And therefore, I would want to request him to come and engage with his colleagues other than his other life of being a politician. Karibu, Chairman.
Our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, PS Bello Kipsang, CEO, Teacher Service Commission, my colleague, Joe Nyotu, Chair of the Examination Council and the CEO and the Council members, officers from the Ministry of Education, colleague examiners and teachers, good morning. Yes, first of all, let me congratulate you, the examiners, the CS, and the Examination Council fraternity for having had a successful examination process. I know this is the climax. This is the time when every parent is expecting to see the score of his or her child. This has taken an effort of all of us. It has taken the effort of the administrators. It has taken the effort of the teacher. It has taken the effort of the examiner. And all this is as a result of a very good process that we in the National Assembly, my colleague, actually always aspire to oversight and have a very good examination process. Waziri, as you know, members of the National Assembly and the Senate have actually been making sure that the examination process in this country is above board. It has integrity, it has the quality, it has the standards that meets the international standards that Kenya is part of the community of nations. So I really want to thank the examiners who have actually done a good job, and more specifically, the Examination Council. We as a Committee of Education, we did an inquiry, you know very well, it was a public inquiry, and I want to commend the CS and the Examination Council for having actually taken the resolutions of the committee and implemented them a lot, more specifically on how to administer exams and stop a number of problems that you had. The committee went ahead again with the assistance of the government to ensure that we had the monies that was required to make sure that the examiners are paid on time. And I want to commend the CS and the government for that. But the big issue now is, as we exit the Kcpe, as Kcpe comes in, Kcpe is as a result of competency-based curriculum. When we were in the old examination system, many of our colleagues used to look down on the 844. But it has come of age to be one of the best examination, one of the best educational curriculums we had. As the Kcpe and CBC comes in, I want to ask Kenyans, I want to ask parents, I want to ask the leaders, we embrace it. It has a number of teething issues. It has a number of small issues, which I know the Presidential Working Party addressed them. You, the CS, with your capabilities, you are addressing them. You, the officers in the field, you are addressing them. Let us embrace it. It is going to make sure that the talent of the child, the talent of the individual is key, not only academics, as Honorable Nyuto has put it. So thank you so much. I want to wish the candidates well. I want to wish the examiners, these are the gallant soldiers who have done a good job. And what you've done, those who have been awarded and those who are honored, you've done a good job for this country and for this nation. May God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. I would want to conclude by confirming that our examiners who marked Kcpe CS as the accounting officer of the Ministry of the State Department, that we have paid all our examiners who did Kcpe marking. We also want to assure my colleagues in the KCSE that we shall ensure that they are paid within the time that is required of us to pay. The other assurance is that we are working already with our colleagues at the Ministry of at the National Treasury so that we can be able to fast track payments of capitation in our first term. We are already working with our colleagues at the National Treasury. The process has already started so that we can ensure that we, as we open school in January, that we shall ensure that our schools will run smoothly. I would want to congratulate our young ones who did Kcpe. this last cohort of Kcpe for the good work and the results that they will be receiving after the CS releases them. You have realized that I don't want to mention anything about this year's results because, you know, mimi ni mtu ya mkono of my boss, the CS. So mine ends there. It's now my distinct duty to invite the Cabinet Secretary to make his comments and release this year's examination. Karibu Waziri.
Yeah, thank you very much, PS. Yeah, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Basic Education, Dr. Pero Kipusang, the Chairperson, National Assembly Education Committee, Honorable Julius Mary, the Chairperson, Senate Standing Committee on Education, Senator Joe Nyotu, the Chairperson, Kenya National Examination Council, Professor Julius Nyabundi, the Chief Executive Officer, Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Nancy Macharia, the Chief Executive Officer, Kenya National Examination Council, and also the other CEOs of various state organizations who are here, Madam from Internal Security, who has been with us during the entire period of this exam, the Chairman, Kcpe, Mr. Nsioka, who is here, senior officials of the Ministry of Education, representatives of the unions and associations, NEC staff, and the members of the media. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. When he stood at a podium like this one, 39 years ago, to release the first set of the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination results for the 1985 cohort, former Education Minister Peter Oruaringo could not have imagined that the Kcpe story could last so long. Yet, since 1986, minister after minister, cabinet secretary after cabinet secretary, have stood here to narrate the success story of the Kcpe examination. A story that will be told over and over again by many Kenyans, the majority of them products of the 844 education system that has for years served our country immensely well. No one can indeed gainsay the fact that the 844 education system has produced some of the best brains that have made our country walk tall, both academically and in the world of work, regionally and globally as well. So as I stand before Kenya today, I must make it abundantly clear that my mission is not to sing Kcpe digest. Rather, I am here to celebrate and remind my fellow Kenyans that we are only transitioning from a structure of education that has served us well for 4 decades to one that will serve us even better. I must further emphasize to Kenyans that the midwives of the new shift in the education structure to their competence-based curriculum will mainly be the products of the Kcpe examination, totaling 39 cohorts. Remember that a candidate who sat the Kcpe examination in 1985 at the age of 14 is now aged 53 years old. If this was a teacher, he or she could now be one of our most experienced teachers, likely at the level of the head teacher. At our universities, such a professional could have risen to the level of a full professor. Indeed, this is an apt illustration of the fact that many of the professionals serving our country at every sphere are indeed products of the Kcpe examination whose last results I am announcing today. So like with Aringo, who released the first Kcpe examination results, I also feel privileged to be the one at the apex of the transition point from the Kcpe examination to the Kenya Primary School Examination Assessment, which has been conducted in 2023 for only the second year. This story of the end of Kcpe will not be complete, therefore, if I do not individually mention some of the special groups of people that have been part of the successes, highs and lows of the examinations that have often sparked wide celebrations in many parts of the country, celebrations that we are all but bringing to an end this year. The 4 presidents of Kenya, whose governments steered the implementation of the Kcpe examinations and equipped schools successfully to ensure quality products came out of our standard 8 national examinations. 2, His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto for appointing the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms, whose report has provided a crystal clear roadmap that will guide the transition from 844 to the CPC. Our indefatigable primary school teachers, both in private and public schools, who have year after year prepared our candidates for the Kcpe examinations. 4, field officers from both the Ministry of Education and the Teacher Service Commission, who have combed every part of the country for 38 years, checking that the runners are taught well and that quality is upheld. 5, security agencies from the Ministry of Interior and the National Administration and the Ministry of ICT, who annually work to ensure security of the Kcpe examination. 6, parents who toiled and moiled to support the implementation of the primary school system and the 844, even when there were concerns of resource constraints. 7, development partners who committed their resources to support our country in implementing their school system. The list of all those that I wish to acknowledge for their role in the success of the 844 system in the primary school level is endless. Allow me to therefore thank everyone who in one way or the other was instrumental in the success of our school system. I welcome you to extend your generous support also to the implementation of the CPC system. Allow me to register my appreciation to His Excellency the President Dr. William Ruto for leading the agenda of education in the country and for instructing me to coordinate his work at the sector level. Education embarks on each household at individual levels. It is the backbone of any country's socio-economic well-being. Our President has made all efforts to ensure that the quality of education is upheld through various initiatives instituted under his leadership. I also wish to recognize with appreciation the support accorded to the Ministry of Education by my counterparts in other government ministries, departments and agencies during the field administration of the Kcpe and the ongoing KCSE examinations. This multi-agency collaboration is guided by my colleagues, Professor Kithure Kindiki and Engineer Eliud Owaro from the Ministry of Interior, and the coordination of national government and IT and digital economy cannot go unnoticed. I am proud that our country managed to deliver the Kcpe examination in the face of the El Nino challenges. In some cases, it was difficult to access some of our examination centers that were cut off by the floods. Delivery of examination material to some of the 576 distribution centers countrywide was affected by the heavy rains. This necessitated use of air transport in order to ensure that all candidates successfully sat their examinations. I wish to thank all the teachers, field officers, security officers, NEC officers, and other stakeholders who braved the bad weather challenges to conclude the examinations. The fact that the 2023 Kcpe examination cohort was the last under the 844 system, has given the government's 100% transition policy from primary to secondary school level greater importance. We are all aware that any candidate who could fail to transition to Form 1 will not have an opportunity to repeat a class as was the case in the past, owing the end of the Kcpe examination. Aware of this, the Ministry of Education ensured that all runners who were in Class 8 sat the 2023 examinations, even in cases where they had not been registered. As a result, 205 candidates who had not been registered for the Kcpe examination this year took advantage of the registration waiver which are issued to sit for the examination. They are therefore among those whose results we are releasing today, and they will therefore have an opportunity to join Form 1 next year. To ensure no candidate misses out in joining Form 1 from the final 2023 Kcpe examination cohort, the Ministry of Education will conduct thorough mapping of any those who may have failed to sit the examination of this year in order to administer a special examination in January 2023. The indicative figure we have at the moment for those who were not able to sit the examination is 9,354 candidates, and we have given the opportunity to sit for an examination in January so that they can also be able to join Form 1. I wish to assure the country that the government has enough capacity to accommodate all the 1,406,557 candidates who sat their Kcpe examination in 2023. Therefore, all parents should take advantage of the 100% transition policy to enroll their children in Form 1. I wish to assure the country that we are fully prepared and committed to a seamless transition from the 844 system to the CPC. Many of the issues that were unclear in this transition process up to last year have now been solved through the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform report. Currently, we are preparing a sessional paper and the necessary draft legislation for submission to Parliament for consideration. Once passed, the document will anchor most of the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party report. As per plan, the first cohort of the CPC runners will transition to grade 8 in January 2024. All education indicators show that the cohort is undergoing quality learning and teaching. I wish to assure the country that all curriculum materials are in place to support the runners. One other recommendation that the Working Party made regarded the funding of public universities and our TVET institutions. The Working Party recommended the introduction of the variable scholarship and the loan funding model under which students are funded depending on their level of need. I am happy to announce that the rollout of the new funding model has been successful. Already, the Higher Education Loans Board has released the sum of 5.2 billion to first-year students in our various public universities. In a short while, we will be dispersing scholarship amounts to the universities as well as to our TVET institutions and the trainees once the necessary processing is completed. We are confident that the new funding model will gradually restore our universities and TVET institutions to a path of financial security and sustainability, thereby allowing them to focus on their core mandates of education, training, and research. Since 1985, a total of 26,067,181 candidates have been examined during the Kcpe examination. I am happy to report that the 844 period has recorded an improvement on achieving the gender parity in the education sector. In 1985, the country had a low gender parity favoring male at 59.2% and the female at 40.8%. Encouragingly, from 2013 to 2022, the country achieved near gender parity for male and female candidates. However, in the 2023 Kcpe examination, the gender parity slightly shifted in favor of male at 51.30 and the female at 48.70. In the 2023 Kcpe examination, there were 1,406,559 candidates who sat the Kcpe examination in 28,533 examination centers across the country. Of these, there were 721,544, that is 51.30% male, and there were 685,017, which was 48.70% female candidates who sat the examination. A total of 205 candidates who were not registered were also allowed to sit for the Kcpe examination, and of these, 125 were male, while 8 of them were female candidates. 10 counties had a significant entry of more male than female candidates. These were Mandera County, 62.77%, as compared to 37.23%. Garissa County, 61.47%, as compared to 38.53%. Turkana County with 57% compared to 43%. Wajir County, 56.91% compared to 43.09%. Machakos County, 52.79% compared to 47.21%. Nyamira County, 52.40% compared to 47.60%. Samburu County, 52.39% compared to 47.61%. Baringo County, 52.13% compared to 47.87%. Nandi County, 52.05% compared to 47.95%. And Makwiny County, 52.03% compared to 47.9%. And other counties are Isiolo, 48.25% compared to 51.75%. And those are the counties which recorded a significant more female than male candidates. Candidates' age profiles. The counties which had the highest percentage of candidates who were 12 years and below in the 2023 Kcpe examinations were Baringo, 7.30%, Wajir, 6.37%, Bomet, 5.99%, Kericho, 5.83%, and the West Pokot, 5.57%. The highest number of candidates in the Kcpe examination that were in the appropriate age bracket of 13 to 15 years were 1,023,859, forming 72.31%, a trend which has been observed over the last 5 years. The counties which had the highest percentages of candidates who were 18 years and above were Garissa, 25.86%, Turkana with 24.50%, Kwara County with 16.09%, Kilifi County with 15.66%, and Mandera County with 33.90%. The performance of candidates in each and every subject was as follows. The two papers, English language and the Kenyan Sign Language, conversation recorded an improvement in performance in the year 2023 compared with the year 2022, while 8 other papers, English conversation, Kiswahili Insa, Kenya Sign Language, Mathematics, Science, Social Studies, and Religious Education recorded a slight drop in performance in the year 2023 compared to the year 2022. In terms of gender, the performance of male and female candidates was comparable in social studies and religious education. However, female candidates performed slightly better than their male counterparts in English language, Kiswahili, and the Kenya Sign Language. Male candidates performed slightly better than their female counterparts in mathematics and sciences. And in the 2023 Kcpe examination, 80,523 candidates, which is 0.60%, attained a score of 400 marks and above. This was a drop compared with the 2022 Kcpe examination when 9,443 candidates, which was 0.76%, scored 400 marks and above. The percentage of candidates scoring between 300 and 399 was comparable to last year with a percentage score of 24.94%, which translated into 307,756 candidates in 2022 and 24.92%, which translated into 352,782 candidates in 2023. The full summary is as follows. 400 to 500 mark, the number was 8,525 candidates, which translates to a percentage of 0.60. 300 to 399 marks, and the total number who scored that was 352,782, which was 24.92%. 200 to 299 marks, the number of candidates who were in that category was 658,278, which was 48.49%. 100 to 199 marks, the number of candidates in that category was 383,025, translating into 27.05%. The ones who scored between 001 to 099 were 2,060 candidates, which formed 0.15%. The number, therefore, total number that sat the examination was 1,406,557, translating into 99.34%, which there were 9,000 who never did the examination, and we have given them the opportunity to come and do the exam. The highest score this year was 428 marks. 428 marks is the highest score for this year. I wish to commend the candidates and all officials for ensuring that the integrity and the credibility of the 2023 Kcpe examination remained high. Only 2 candidates out of the total 1,406,557 were involved in examination malpractices during the 2023 Kcpe examination. One of the candidates was found with unauthorized notes in the examination room, while the other candidate was found with a mobile phone in the examination room. As I've already said, the ministry will offer Form 1 placement opportunities to all the candidates who sat the 2023 Kcpe examination in our public and the private secondary schools. Already the ministry has developed a fair and a transparent system for Form 1 placement that will ensure national, regional, and socioeconomic parents is achieved. The placement process will start on Monday, the 27th November 2023, and conclude within a period of 2 weeks. This will allow parents and guardians adequate time to prepare their children to join Form 1 in the year 2024. I therefore urge parents, guardians, and all stakeholders to ensure that all our runners transit to secondary school level so as to complete their basic education, which is critical to their survival and also beneficial for the country's development and growth. The 2023 Kcpe examination candidates are urged to correct their results from their respective examination centers. Individual candidate results can also be accessed by sending a candidate's index number followed by the initials Kcpe through a short message service SMS to 40054. This service will be available immediately after this event. I repeat again, individual candidates' results can also be accessed by sending a candidate's index number followed by the initials Kcpe through a short message service SMS to 40054. The service will be available immediately after this event. It is now my humble duty and privilege to declare the 2023 Kcpe examination results officially released. I wish all candidates success in their future endeavors. Thank you, and God bless you. Yes, Chairman.
Let us give a clap as the CS is receiving the results from our chair of the council.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
And handing over to the PS for placements, as already outlined. Thank you. Another round of applause, please. Thank you.
Very good.
And the chairman of the Kenya Primary Schools Association, also receiving the results, as he will be handing over the children to the secondary schools. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll now invite Mr. Gedi from Kenya National Examinations Council to give a prayer, and we really want to appreciate each one of you for coming and gracing this occasion. We appreciate the tight schedule that our CS has, and that's why we've taken the shortest time possible to enable us move to other activities. Mr. Gedi, please give us the closing prayer.
Our Cabinet Secretary, all distinguished guests, I will pray and I will read the first surah of the Quran. The surah emphasizes on guidance and the mercy from God. It is read in the 5 obligatory prayers of Muslims, and it's read in Arabic, and I read. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. That's the end of the prayer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gedi. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll all be upstanding as our CS then takes leave from the podium. And so we are requesting that if possible, you plant for us a tree to commemorate this day so that we remember the last day of Kcpe. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you.